No worries.
So, is it live?
Is it live?
Is it live?
Meeting is now streaming live on Facebook.
Oh,
wow,
it says
okay.
I'm setting up redirecting to Facebook Live. We've just got a blank screen, but it's always like this at the beginning.
Yeah, it takes a while, doesn't it?
We are live.
There we are.
There we are. Now streaming live. Hello. Mercedes, thank you so much for joining us this morning on this Friday morning.
More than welcome.
Really, really lovely to have you here. So we are talking to the wonderful Mercedes this morning live, and Mercedes has been through the Midlife Method 8-week program, and we just wanted to really talk to Mercedes this morning about her experience, really. So let's get on with asking you some of the cues, if that's all right.
Yeah, please do.
So, Mercedes, why did you decide to do the Midlife Method in the first place? What was it, what some of the challenges you were experiencing?
So over the last sort of 15, 16 years, I've been sort of bringing up children. I've had 3 kids. The oldest one is nearly 16. You know, since all of that and not having much time for myself, the weight has just crept up, really. Not terribly, but it's been going up and up and up. I think I was probably a stone heavier than I was before having them. And I just came to sort of accept it. Everyone else was coming first. I have a very busy job in a school. It's kids and husband and house and trying to keep everything going. And it was the sort of low energy that was bothering me and not really liking looking in the mirror and just covering it all up and going, well, this is life, this is what you do in your 40s. This is what it is. So I decided that, it's been over a couple of years, actually. I thought I need to do something. I've always enjoyed exercise. I've been doing a bit of exercise, but I didn't really have the right tools for it. So it's kind of been building, but I'd never really done anything proper about it before.
Oh, thanks for sharing that. So what made you decide? You referenced there, like, it's been an incredibly busy time for you. So what made you decide that actually, despite that, now is the time that I'm going to do something about it?
It's a really good question, actually, because it's easy to put it off, isn't it? And you say, one day I'm going to have the time and I'm going to have the money and I'm going to have, and that actually will you'll never get to that sort of perfect point. I think the clincher for me was the building of hormones, actually, in my body, in terms of I needed to regain some control. And those kind of paired with weight creeping up, and I know lots of people our age, they'll go to the doctor and say, I'm feeling low and I'm feeling this and I've got brain fog and I've got no energy and blah, blah, blah. And I know now that it's definitely a hormonal thing. And what's happening is that, we're all being medicated to feel better as women. And I thought, no, actually, I need to take control. So I think from not feeling particularly happy in my own skin, and then the kind of influx of hormones not making you feel brilliant, I thought, actually, now is the time, and realized that I could just keep making excuses and the children could, go off into their own lives at 18 and do whatever, and I still will have some excuses. So I thought, actually, to regain control, now is the time.
Mercedes, I love what you just said there.
Thank you for being so honest about that.
Thank you.
We resonate with so many people.
It will resonate with so many midlife ladies, and also what you've just said there about making excuses. It's so timely, because actually I know you don't know this. We've just done one of our Coaching Truth series live in our Facebook community. The title of it was "You Are a Sum of Your Own Excuses," and that's not to make feel, yeah, it's amazing. So what you've just said, it's almost like we prepped you, but we didn't.
Not know that.
It's really true. We can wait, and it's not to shame people at all. There are really valid reasons sometimes, but time is finite and it rolls on. We've been there. It rolls on into the next month. the next 6 months, the next year, and it does get harder and harder and harder to do something about it once your subconscious mind is like, you know, you can't do it now, you did it before, you failed this time, and it will come up with all these reasons to stop you.
Yes, absolutely. And what I've realized in the program is that it's an ongoing thing. It's a lifestyle change. It's not about 8 weeks, and it's not about starting in January, and it's not about, you know, I will get to there and that will kind of solve all my problems. Actually, it's an ongoing, this is what I'm going to continue doing. And I've only learned this through the program, actually, that, you know, last week, and I reached out to you guys and said, you know, is this the way to go? Because I'd had you know, I'm a teacher and head of department. It's a long term, and I was just exhausted. And instead of beating myself up about not doing as much exercise as I'd been doing before, I just gave myself a bit of a break, knowing that the week after, I'm going to get back on it, or it might be the week after that, I will get back on it, but I will just keep going.
That's amazing, Mercedes. We're so honoured that you know, like it's not just about the outcome and the destination. It's the person you're becoming as you're getting there.
Yes, it is the, you know, you don't realise as you start it, and I think I said to you before I started the program, actually, that it's I was really nervous. And the reason I was nervous is because I didn't think that I'd be able to do it. I didn't think I'd stick to it. And I really felt that in the week before, when you're sending all the stuff in the app. I thought, you know, what if I can't? You know, I've invested in this. I'm going to invest money. I'm going to invest time, which affects, you know, everybody, affects my whole family. And what if I let myself down? And it's amazing to think that now, actually. And I really felt it. And once I got on it, I realized everything is a slower process than you think. It's not about doing it all in 2 weeks. And, you know, it kind of comes gradually. And then you realize different things about yourself as you go along, that, yeah, I can do it. And then I weirdly realized that I actually enjoy doing it. You know, that getting up, I mean, I had to get up, and this will not be for everyone. I'm sure not everyone will have to do this, but there were some mornings I was getting up at 5 o'clock because I enjoy doing my exercise before school, before work. And I wanted to get it done. And I couldn't, you know, when I've said it to people, they were like, oh, I'm not even exercising, let alone getting up in the middle of the night to exercise. But weirdly, I was looking forward to doing it. Of course, there are some mornings I thought, oh my gosh, I'm doing it, you know, it's the middle of the night and I'm tired. But the feeling, you know, that you will get afterwards is, you know, feeling more than physical, like feeling proud of myself, was I could get up at any time and do it. And I actually now look forward to doing it every day.
Well, you said just before we went on live that she was like, oh, it's so nice to see you, but I see you every day.
I do, because I've carried on, and James and Claire come up in my little app every morning. They're propped up against the Christmas tree at the moment, and they're jumping around and saying funny things to each other, and I don't feel like I'm so alone in my lounge at 5:30 in the morning as we're all jumping around together. It's normally actually a lot sunnier in your app. So sometimes I do the ones that you do in England just to make myself feel a bit better.
So, next question for you. Thanks so much for sharing all of that. And also just touching on the hormones thing as well. That's something that so many ladies can relate to, and the impact that has. And obviously that's part of the program, is explaining to you that you're not alone with those hormones and those changes, and how to make sure that you're working in harmony with your body rather than against it. Because it can be frustrating, you're like, what's going on, and the whole medication thing. I love that you said that.
It's because, yeah, I mean, it happened to me, and I you know, I was taken. I'm not against them at all, and they're good for lots and lots of people. But I knew that it probably wasn't the right thing for me. After a while, I realised that there was something else that I needed to work with in my body, and actually working out what I need nutritionally and what I need exercise-wise. And don't get me wrong, I'm not, you know, on it all the time. There are definitely days where I have off, or I'm not so great with the food, but I just know that I will get back on it the next day. And there are habits that I have changed that will be with me for a lifetime now, even though there are other habits that I find slightly more difficult to change.
We'll have those. Thanks.
That means so much to
lovely.
us. So thank you.
And what was it about the program that made you choose it? So I know you've mentioned a few things. So what was it that made you choose?
I think, well, I mean, I've been following you guys for, you know, for years now, just on, you know, online, seeing what you do. And I think the fundamental is, excuse me, is that it's real. It just felt really real to me. It felt like you work with the whole person, that you both understand this sort of age range, which I think is really, really important. That someone is going through it at the same time. I think that's really important. I realized, yes, that I wanted to lose some weight, but actually it was much more about mindset, and habits, and feeling good and taking accountability, and actually changing, you know, not just going, right, you can, you know, smash through it in this time, and you're going to feel brilliant at the end, which you are going to do, but it's a lifestyle. It's about changing those things that we only come to, I think, in midlife, and it was really important that someone really understood that. So that's for me why I chose you guys.
That means so much to us. So thank you.
It really does. It really does.
Sharing that.
Thank you. And we kind of covered what you were looking to achieve, really.
Yeah.
So do you want to?
Yeah, we'd like to talk a little bit about the results you got from it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was looking to sort of, it's quite interesting actually, because if I'm really honest, you know, my initial goal was to lose weight. And I think that's what I said in, you know, in my initial interview with you. But actually, I wanted to do something for me as well. I knew that that was the right time, and I wanted to break the cycle of sort of doing something and stopping, and doing something and stopping, and feeling good in my own body. But I learned, I got so much more than I expected, because we're all, well, actually, I talk for myself, slightly obsessed with the weight thing. And I've realized since that, yes, I feel much better after losing some weight, but actually it's so much more than that. I did lose, over the 8 weeks, I think it was about 6 kilos, which was, I mean, I couldn't believe it, because, you know, we all think that we're doing something good. I was exercising before, but it was those tips and tricks of when to eat and when to exercise and how to do it. And it, you know, they just magical changes in those tiny little things that I was doing. I gained muscle, I gained energy, which was amazing. I can't remember in terms of inches and things like that. I do know that I had to go out and buy new bras yesterday, because around my back I'm like 2 sizes smaller. So that for me is the tangible inches, or lost, not gained. I feel much more confident. I feel much more in control since doing it. I think the biggest thing for me is that I know how to carry on when I've had a bad day, or sat and, you know, had popcorn or chocolate or whatever with the kids, and not trying to say no, you know, trying to kind of deprive myself of it, because that will never work. But knowing that the next day I will be getting up and I will be doing my HIIT workout, and I will be doing my resistance the next day, and I will feel more in control. It's definitely about the control. The whole physical thing is brilliant, and I do feel so much better, but it is the feeling in control, which I think is the best thing. And also, I mean, the coaching has been amazing. I'm still going back through all of them. The gratitude, I now have a little 6-minute diary, which is brilliant, that I do my intentions for the day and what I'm grateful for and how I'm going to be kind that day. That has completely changed me. Not that I wasn't kind before, actually, I was quite kind. But it just made me aware of it. Just enjoying every moment, just making sure I've got a good routine, that I plan things, that I am aware of what I have, that I'm in the moment, and seeing my kids. So my children are 15, 13 and 9, and they are just so behind me, and my husband Mike, they're just so proud of me every time I come up and say good morning and I'm an absolute sweaty mess. They know that I've been doing that before they wake up, and they are just like, we're so proud, you know, that we're so proud of you for doing it, but carrying on doing it. So I mean, I can't even tell you the list of things that I've gained from it, but it is definitely not just a weight and looks thing. It's changing how you feel about your situation, which comes in increments. It's drip fed, but you get to the end of it and go, oh yeah, now I feel better.
Oh, wow.
Just get overwhelmed.
Yeah, amazing
It's
for us
hard
to
by
hear.
this.
Yeah, thank you so
It's
much.
So what would you say? I'm going to have to go to the next question.
What?
Something like that. I'll deal with how nice this is. So last question. What would you say to someone else looking to achieve, not even a similar goal, but just looking to, you know, looking at us right now, or looking at you and thinking, oh, I'd love to do that, or, you know, having some of those thoughts that you had right at the beginning and the nerves and everything, what would you say to that person?
I would say, oh my God, do it. I ummed and ahed for a long time, which now seems, you know, what was I doing? And I was asking other people stupidly, you know, what do you think I should? Do you think I, you know, should do this? Should I do it? You know, we didn't have the money in a pot. It wasn't the right time. I'm really busy. But, you know, after lots of advice, but actually then looking to myself, it's like, why not? Why would I invest in all of these other things and not invest in myself? And I haven't done that for a long time. And it was, you know, it's amazing to take yourself out that comfort zone and go, yeah, I am now going to plan the next 8 weeks, and obviously then beyond that, I'm going to plan for myself and take back my control. But you know, I would say, don't be scared of it. I would say invest. You know, money's money. Money is, you know, we didn't have that, you know, that at the time set aside for that, but actually it's the best money I ever spent. And I probably will always say that. And just don't be scared of it. Just kind of go, you know, Claire says all the way through, you know, the results happen when you take yourself out of your comfort zone. And I really, really did. And it actually I had to change a lot of things time-wise to be able to do it. But it turns out I could easily do that. I just wasn't doing it. And also Claire and James are there every step of the way. You know, I had a real wobble at one point, just going, oh my God, I've just eaten about 17 packets of hula hoops, and that, you know, I feel so terrible about myself. And the advice was actually magical. It was quite life-changing. It was just like, just take care of yourself, and you know you will get back on this. That doesn't matter. I mean, if you're doing it all the time, obviously it's not real, but just be kind to yourself and you'll be back on it the next day. And if you're not, you'll be back on it the day after that. You know, you're going to be doing it now. And I would say that I can't imagine now not exercising or taking accountability for things that I'm eating to be good for my body. I can't imagine not doing that every day now.
Thank you so much. It's been such an amazing pleasure to see you like evolve. And, you know, I remember that conversation, you know, because we are there every step of the way for everyone. And I remember that conversation where you messaged me and you were like, oh, I hope you don't mind me saying, you were like, oh, you know, I've got really bad pains, my tummy, I'm feeling, as a woman, at that moment, I'm just feeling really horrible and low. And I just don't have any energy. And I just remember coming back to you and I was just like, it's really, really fine. The perfectionism, the expectations that we put on ourselves, to have it all, you know, to do it all perfectly all the time, it's completely unrealistic, and it's not something we would expect anyone else that we love or care for to do. So why are we doing that to ourselves? And it's, you know, it's such a pleasure to be able to have those conversations with our clients and for you, and just see that person that was really, you know, nervous and anxious. Understandably, we get that, but actually having this as a lifestyle now, and
Yeah.
getting little messages from you saying, I'm still carrying on, I'm still doing it, I'm still, because you're choosing to, because there's
I think just accepting, you know, I have a midlife body. I have a body that carried 3 children, and I have a, you know, a really busy lifestyle, and actually to just kind of give myself a bit of a break about it, that we're, you know, I'm doing it in little steps. You know, I definitely have days where I feel more bloated. It's not through what I'm eating, it's hormonal. And not to go, oh my God, look at myself, I've clearly put on 7 pounds, I'm not, you know, it's not working, but to go, do you know what, just having a bit of a hormonal day today, and what I'm doing is working with it, and it's all good.
self-love and self-compassion, the key.
Absolutely.
Mercedes, thank you.
Oh my gosh, no, thank you guys. It's awesome.
Oh,
Your
thank
words
you.
of inspiration, and you're such a beautiful soul. We're like
incredible.
honestly honoured to still
Oh.
have you in our world, to have taken you on the journey. I know you're going to be in it forever and ever and ever.
Yes.
But
you're not getting rid of
you. Oh, we don't want
want
to. Thank you again. You floored us with the lovely things that you said, and we're really grateful for you doing this. Bye, darling. Bye, sweetheart.
Thank you.